Introducing Chi-Curate, your personalized archive feed. With hundreds of papers pushed to the archive daily, it can take a long time to stay up to date with your area of research. This had me thinking that if only there was some kind of curation algorithm for the archive, much like what Facebook and YouTube has got. The problem with these big tech platforms' algorithms, though, is they prioritize engagement, not relevance. And this is why they prioritize things that make you angry, because anger is engagement, not relevance. This is where my light bulb moment came in. What if we can take the concept of a personalized feed like YouTube and Facebook has, but unlike these platforms, we're going to expose the algorithm for the user to control, and we can do so in plain English. Chi-Curate's solution leverages two key technologies. They are large language model AI and RSS. Now, you don't need me to explain how useful these large language model AIs are. The interesting part of Chi-Curate's solution is it turns out that you can run one of these models locally on your computer and do so quite efficiently. Chi-Curate utilizes an open source tool named Ollama, which is a fantastically useful resource which allows you to host your own large language model with almost no personal configuration. Simply install Ollama, pull one of the models from their repo, and start typing. It's that easy. There's a fantastic video on YouTube by Network Chuck, which shows how to install Ollama and run it on your own computer and some of the cool applications you can use this for. The other technology that Chi-Curate leverages is RSS, which stands for Really Simple Syndication. And it's a standard for sharing articles, blogs, podcasts without needing any email account or login. It's just pure content delivery. The standards have been around forever. It was co-developed by Aaron Swartz. Yep, that Aaron Swartz. And it's been a part of my workflow for many years now. There's a great video by the Linux Experiment, which shows you how you can set up your own RSS reader to subscribe to blogs and news feeds of creators you're interested in. My personal blog also has an article on how you can set up your own RSS feed so that other people can subscribe to your blogs. Now, the good news for us is that the archive already has RSS feeds split up into categories for us, which gives us a great structured machine-readable interface to pull articles from. Chi-Curate works by pulling these two technologies together. The program is remarkably simple. It pulls the RSS feeds from the archive website and feeds the titles to our large language model AI. The AI then reads about your interests and then reads the title of each article and ranks it appropriately. For example, for my application, I've told the AI that I am an optical engineer working in free space optical communications. I'm interested in adaptive optics, optical communication, photonic lanterns, atmospheric turbulence monitoring, and wavefront sensing and control. The AI then analyzes each title that was published to the archive and ranks it based on its relevance to your research interests. I've got the output of today's archive feed on display now, and you can see where it ranks the optical communications topics right at the very top with a high confidence rating, and ranks some of the less relevant articles much lower, but still shows them. Now, how well does it run? Now, for perspective, the computer I'm running this on is a mid-range desktop PC without any GPU. So it's running on a mid-range CPU. Running the model locally has a couple important implications. First of all, it means we need to run a small AI. Now, all AIs have a limited context window, which is essentially the short-term working memory of the machine. Small AIs have an even smaller context window. This is why Chi-Curate only reads the titles of the articles when it's doing its ranking. The dense scientific abstracts of the archive seems to be a little bit too much for the AI, causing it to hallucinate and start forgetting articles. Now, running such a model, even one of these small models on my machine, still takes about 15 minutes for today's archive. Now, is 15 minutes too long to run an application? It's a matter of perspective. Is it too long for a reactive application to run? Absolutely. Is it too long for a process which spins itself up while I make my coffee and it's ready by the time I'm finished? I think that's an acceptable trade-off. Now, there are a couple other options to squeeze out some performance of this application. The first option is to just throw a commercial API at it. We could give some money to OpenAI or Google and use their massive models and return results faster and more accurately. The downside for this is obvious. These models are expensive and you need to pay per call. The other option is to just throw a bigger computer at it. With a GPU or even 2 GPUs on one of these massive rigs, a system could run faster and a larger model. I think this is a little bit unrealistic. It's certainly out of my budget. It's probably going to be out of the budget of most people. So it might be interesting to try and optimize this for smaller systems. So what's next? The first step is to be getting the code in a reasonable state for public release. Once it's ready, I'll be releasing it under some kind of free and open source license, or maybe some free and source available license. Once it's released, I'd love to start throwing it at some more general problems. Imagine taking this concept of a personalized feed and using it to skim the news for you. You could tell the AI to read the newspaper and order the articles in terms of your interests. For example, you could tell the AI that you're interested in local news stories and you're less interested in sports stories. I really think there's an interesting concept to play with here, because you can get the best of both worlds, where we can have the personalized feeds like what these big tech companies have been offering us. But unlike the big tech companies, you're the one in control of the algorithms and you can control it in plain English. And I think this is a really powerful idea. Okay, thank you for listening to me. I'm really excited about this project, and if you're interested in following it and trying out the process yourself, please go follow me somewhere. I'll have the links down below. And I'll be publishing installation instructions on this YouTube channel once I've got them ready. I'll also have written instructions on my blog. In fact, you can subscribe to my blog with RSS as some practice. The transcript for this video will also be on my website. I'm really excited about this project. I think it's a powerful and useful idea. I hope you think so as well. Thank you.